Happy Monday to everybody. Happy Monday to everybody. Listen, real quickly, right? I want to take a moment out to give you something positive to start your Monday off with, right? Because there's a lot of things going on right now in the country. So I'm going to start with something positive, but then I also want to close it out with, how can I put this? Moving forward this Monday, right? The way we do things has to change, right? So, happy Monday, right? I want you guys to know everything you want in this world with your hard work and with the grace of God, it's gonna be yours, okay? You just gotta put in the work and the grind, okay? That's that. Now, I want to talk about what I've been talking about the past couple of months, which is this whole retirement thing is getting scary. I know you guys might be tired of me preaching this and talking about it, but I do it in hopes that it's a mission for me now. Because on the personal level, it became a mission for me. And I started to attack it and address it and move accordingly. Because in my field, I'm meeting people. Let me tell you, last week, I must have, between sitting down with people and between being on the phone with people, and I'm not making this up, everybody I sat down with, besides for one person, didn't have any retirement account. Everybody I sat down with, besides for one person, didn't have any retirement account. So, the article that came out last year, November of last year, I believe, from AARP, in that article it says that 20% of the people between the age of 50 and 66 have zero retirement account or money. Let me repeat that one more time. 20% of the people between the age of 50 and 66 have zero retirement money. It's even worse in the black community. That's what I want to talk about today. In the black community, the amount of people between that age gap, that age between 50 and 66, who don't have any retirement income is upwards of 35 to 37%. If that isn't a scary thing to realize, I don't know what is. I don't know what is. This particular group of people, us, we are major consumers in America. We are the group that save the least and spends the most. I will always say this to people. I am never against living a good life. But you have had to earn it, and you have to be making the money to do it. Don't put yourself in a bad spot trying to pretend to be wealthy, trying to fit in with all your friends who are making it. A lot of people have friends who are making great money and they want to compete with them. They want to travel like them. They want to buy the Louis bags and the Gucci's like them, but they can't truly afford it. Your friends make six figures. You're making about 50 or 60, but you want to travel like them. I need you to make that make sense. Your friends make 100K a year, 120, 150. You make 50 and 60, and you in Dubai like them. I get my macchiato today. I'm ready. I'm ready. I want us to get to a point, starting today, of taking stock of where we are right now in life. I want you to, after you've done watching this, I want you to go to ssa.gov, because some of y'all who are watching this, some of y'all believe that Social Security is going to carry you during retirement. When you go to ssa.gov and you plug in your information, your name, your social address, all that good stuff, they're going to tell you how much you're entitled to based on whatever age you retire. Now, the longer you wait to retire, you're going to get more money. But I believe if you wait till you're 71, I believe, or 72, okay, I want to say the most you're going to get is about $2,800. And that's before taxes. So you're telling me that I need to work my butt off, be undisciplined, don't save any money just to collect $2,800 before taxes in retirement. You will be suffering. I hate to put it that way, but we have to keep it real with each other. People don't make moves when you beat around the bush with them. It hit home with people when you're straightforward with them, right? Most people are going to have a mortgage until they die. So if you're waiting on collecting $2,800 in retirement, you will have barely enough to pay your mortgage, and you still got to eat. You still have medical expenses, which most people don't find. You know, once you leave your job, your health care that you had at your job that was so cheap, and the reason why it was cheap, because you were in a group plan. Group plans get discounted, right? Now, once you leave your job and you have to go get your own insurance, the average health insurance for a 65-year-old male is damn near almost close to $900 a month in premium. For a woman 65 and above, is damn near close to $700 and some change a month in health insurance premium. Most people will end up spending $168,000 in healthcare costs during retirement. If you retire at 65 and you pass away at 85, for example, that's roughly $1,000 a month on the average, give or take, that you end up spending on healthcare costs alone. We haven't even talked about groceries. We haven't talked about utilities. We haven't talked about expenses on the home. We haven't talked about you just living, period, or you even traveling and enjoying yourself. No. We talking about healthcare costs alone. And we are sitting here and not saving any money because we're trying to bank on Social. And the reason why I bring that up, because I actually had a client tell me, oh, I don't need this. You know, I will get my Social Security. I said, ma'am, you know how much you might be getting Social Security? She told me, oh, about $4,000. I said, where'd you get that information from? She said, oh, I've been paying into Social Security all these years. I said, what does that mean? what does that mean? She thought I was lying. She thought I was lying. And I had to bring reality to her. And I logged on with her. This lady almost fell out of her chair. She started cursing the government, talking about they're stealing her money, and she been working since she was like 18 years old. And I'm like, at that moment, I realized that a lot of people are highly confused. A lot of people are highly confused and misinformed. Badly misinformed. And it's typically once they hit retirement before they start to find out what's real. Just like I had a client the other day, about a month or two ago, reached out to me, and she was going through retirement, and she thought her life insurance at the job is a permanent policy, and two, the premium that she was paying at the job would stay the same. I was like, no, it's not. She said, yes, it is. The human resource lady told me that your premium will stay the same. I was like, the human resource lady is giving you bad information. Call the provider themselves directly and call me back. And when she called them, she was livid. She's like, I've been in the government for 30 years. And you're telling me that now, how y'all doing? And you tell me that now I can't keep this thing unless I'm okay with it going up. I was like, yeah, it's insurance for while you're at the job, period. It's part of the perks. It's how they get you to come work for them. Okay? They give you benefits. And it's up to you to get the information about your benefit package and know how your benefit package works. And she was upset because she needed coverage because she still has a mortgage. The mortgage is fairly new. She's had the house for no more than 7 years, I believe. And she's 63 years old. You do the math. Which means she's gonna be paying a mortgage into her 80s. So like I said earlier, most people end up dying with the mortgage. Oh God. Listen. I wish more Asians would stop going into a house and just go in there and make sales. I wish they would go in there and actually educate clients. I wish more Asians would start to go into a home with a education mindset instead of trying to make a buck. That's part of the problem that we're having right now in America, is that a lot of people are highly misinformed as to how this whole finance thing works in America. I personally believe that a lot of people in America, can be wealthy, right? A lot of people in America can be wealthy. I kind of, in a way, almost believe a lot of people in America can live the life that they want to live in retirement with proper planning and guidance. The reason why most people are not going to be able to live the way they want to live because they avoid sitting down with people and getting the information that they need. Now, why do they avoid sitting down with people? Because if I don't hear the information, then it's not real to me. If it's not real to me, then I can continue living the lavish lifestyle that I want to live. Because once you hear something, you cannot unhear it. It will be in the back of your mind. Once you've gotten some information, it sticks to you. And every time you now want to do something in the back of your mind is going to say, you shouldn't be doing that. You should be doing that. But if you avoid sitting down, if, for example, like a person who don't want to go to the doctors, they don't want to hear bad news. Because if they hear bad news, now they have to stop doing the things. If you go to the doctor and the doctor say, man, you're 5'3", 5'4", you weigh 270. You gotta lose weight or this is gonna happen to you. So you can't eat this, you can't eat that, you can't eat this, you can't eat that. All you can eat is a salad. That person don't want to hear that. They want to continue eating their burgers, their ribs, their macaroni and cheese. You understand? It's the same thing with finance. I believe most people avoid sitting down with a financial professional because now they know they have to make adjustments. Because when that time now comes and they see that they know where they should be, they can't blame nobody but themselves. They cannot say they didn't know. I sit down with a lot of people who tell me I didn't know. I personally don't believe it. But that's what they tell me. Because I can't believe we're living in 2025. And you're telling me you didn't know how important retirement is? Listen, I was born at night, but not last night. Listen, fam, this retirement thing is so serious. A lot of people are going to be destitute. Right now, 68% of the people in the country, collectively, 68% of people in the country say that they know they don't have enough for retirement. 68%. Hey. Yes. Think about it for a second. As a matter of fact, I want you to close your eyes and picture yourself vividly. Picture yourself at the age of 65 and you have little to no retirement. I want you to picture yourself and ask yourself, how would you live? Listen, you can be broke when you're young. You can be broke in your 20s. You can be broke in your 30s, maybe even your 40s. But you can't be broke in your 60s and 70s. That's a scary situation to be in. Some of y'all need to go talk to people who are older, and still working, and ask them, how does it feel to have to get up in the morning when your body don't want to, when you're aching all over? How does it feel, sir, ma'am, to have to do this? And what do you regret doing and not doing? What do you wish you would have done better? Ask them. They'll tell you. They tell me all the time, I wish I would have got started sooner. I wish I would have done this when that agent came to my house 15 years ago. It was a lady I met in DC. And I sat down with her to go over the IUO with her. And she said, this sounds like what that Asian was talking to me 15 years ago about. And I didn't do it. I said, why didn't you do it? She said, oh, he was asking me to do like $500 a month. I'm like, okay. I was like, why was he asking you to do that? I mean, could you have done it? It's a reason why he gave you that number. She's like, yeah, but I just thought, that's a lot of money and I didn't really understand it, blah, blah, blah. So I pulled out my tablet and ran numbers for a person at that age with that particular product doing $500 a month. I was like, ma'am, there would have been no reason for me to be seeing you today. I forgot what that number was, but it's multi six figures. If she would have done that plan 15 years ago. And now, at 57, she's trying to get the plan. Listen, education is key. But you know what's more important than education? Something called action. Education is key. But there's something that's more important than education. And that's called action. Right? You can have all the degrees if you want to. But if you're not putting those degrees to work, it doesn't serve you. It doesn't serve you. So, I want to take a moment to share that with you guys. I don't want today to be a long one. It's Monday, right? But as always, if you guys need my service, this is what I do. 16 years, going on 17 in October of this year will be 17 years. Oh my God, almost 2 decades. Time fly by. I started this business, I didn't have any beard, I didn't have any grays, nothing. I started business, I had 1 child. I believe he was 5 or 6 then. Now he's a grown man in college. Okay? Time flies. You cannot waste every day and every blessing of each day that God has given you. Okay? The wealthy people are not wealthy just because they're wealthy. They're wealthy because they sit down with the right people, get the right information, and then ultimately take action. Nothing more, nothing less. They are not smarter than you. The difference between them and you is the fact that they actually take action. That's the difference. Successful people are only successful because they take action. I know a lot of friends, a lot of people who have gifts and talent, but they refuse to take action on that gifts and talent. So they struggle every day. Life is all about action. If you are a person who's unhealthy, overweight, and all you do is talk about it, but you don't take action, your health will never change. It's just that simple. And that's how life works. Everything in life is about action. So listen, you guys have a wonderful and blessed rest of your day. Love you guys. I'll talk to you soon.